Hello, welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. On this channel, we do visa application to all over the world randomly, and also we do study programs, scholarships, free educational opportunities for those that want to go study abroad, and with some vlogs. Vamia College is located in Vasa, Finland. The programs that they have include cook, mechanical filter, platter welder, specialist vocational qualification in the hotel and catering sector, waiter and waitress. Application portal will soon be open as seen on the thumbnail on the video, and I'll also be hooking you up with other applications that will be going on, so be sure to subscribe and turn on your notification so that every time I post you are the first to know. Let us see on how to apply. How to apply? We have compiled essential information for international applicants on the How to Apply page. We offer instruction for international students in English language. The available professions for international students include cook, waiter or waitress, mechanic, mechanical filter, and platter welder. The entry requirements, general entry requirements in Finland Vocational Education Act 531/2017. Equal ground shall be applied in student admissions. VET providers decide on the criteria for the student admission and on entrance examinations and aptitude tests. The general requirements at Vamia, these are the requirements that you need to fulfill to be able to apply. You have the necessary qualification for studying in the field and completing a degree. You have an educational need. You are motivated to study. You are suitable for the task in the field. You have sufficient health requirements for the chosen field. You have adequate language proficiency for the field. Specific requirements for English language vocational qualification programs. We accept applicants of all nationalities into our English language education qualification program. You have to be at least 18 years of age when study starts. There is no upper age limit, so this is ageless, limitless. You can be 30, 40, 50 and still apply for this. You have at least qualification equivalent to finish basic education of 9 years, that is high school. You will need scan or photo of your original certificates when you apply. Original certificates in English, Finnish or Swedish are accepted. Translated copies in English, Finnish or Swedish need to be verified by the public notary. So you need to find out where you can verify your documents from in your country. You have successfully completed the English language proficiency test, which is Duolingo English test with at least the minimum score required by the school. You see that below. You have a valid passport or personal ID card which is attached to the application. How are you here and you don't have a passport? Go get your passport, please. You need a passport. You cannot complete your application after the application period has closed. Requirements for resident permit. You are selected to a study program in Finland. The school has to send you an acceptance letter for you to be able to apply for your visa. You have enough funds for living expenses on your account to be presented for the immigration office for the resident permit. You can search for more information on that. Kindly check the description for the link to all of this. Application period, planned schedule for upcoming applications. We reserve the right to make changes. So you need to know this. When the school is free, there are so many people that apply for the opportunity. When they are overwhelmed with the application, they might not wait for the deadline. They will close the application. So make sure that you get all the documents that you need for the application when it starts. November 28th to December 5th, 2024. People will be applying for cook, waiter or waitress or mechanical fitter for the vocational program starting in August 2025. That is next year. April to May 2025, they will be applying for cook, waiter or waitress. That is for the vocational program, which will be starting in January 2026. For those that want to go to school in 2026, your application should be around April, May next year. I'll keep you posted on this page. November to December 2025, applications will be for cook, waiter or waitress and mechanic for vocational programs starting in August 2026. April to May 2025, cook, waiter or waitress for vocational program that will be starting in January 2027. So you go through everything and always make sure to keep checking the website. The English proficiency test. All applicants must have a valid Duolingo test. The test is valid for 2 years. The test score is submitted to the application. Note: the minimum score required for the Duolingo English test is 85 points. Vamia does not provide free vouchers for taking the Duolingo English test. So the Duolingo English test, you pay it yourself. There is no voucher for it. Register for the Duolingo English test on that. Choose Vamia as your school. Save the language test certificate file and attach it to the application. English language test is part of our scoring system and therefore it cannot be waived. I know some people will be like, we study in English, we speak English, I do exams in English. No, there are exceptions to this unless somebody is from the UK, USA, New Zealand and Australia. We do not accept any other language tests, diplomas or qualification as proof of language skill. Due to high volume of emails regarding this matter, we are unable to respond to inquiries related to this. Application procedure. Application to the programs in English is done through the studyinfo.fi website. The application form will be activated when the application period begins. A direct link to the application form will be found at the end of this page when the application starts. The application period is from 28 November at 9 a.m. local time GMT to 5th December 2024 at 3 p.m. For my people in East African time, that will be around 11 a.m. on 28th November to 5th December 2024 at 5 p.m. That is when it is closing. But like I said, endeavor to apply as soon as the application portal is open. Note: it is not possible to complete the application outside the application period. You can only apply to one of the programs in English. Only one application at a time. There is no application fee. It is free of charge. Fill out the application form accurately. Upload all required documents while the application period is on. It is recommended to use PDF files. You do not need a motivation letter for the application. So that is a plus for people that are struggling to write the motivation letter. Attach the following documents to the application: school certificates, work certificates, that is if you work, you add that as well, your Duolingo English test results, copy of your passport or ID card. Do not include in the application bank information, health information, letters of recommendation. You will be notified by email from no reply that when the application has been received. The applicants who receive the highest scores based on their application, in addition to scoring, we will consider the diversity of the applicant group in the selection process. Will be invited to Teams interview approximately 40 to 50 applicants. We select 20 to 25 students per each vocational program. The admission results will be announced approximately 2 to 3 months after the application period is closed. All applicants will be informed whether they are selected or not. An admission letter will be sent to the selected new students. The admission letter includes information about the health documents and how to apply for the resident permit. Note: start the application for the resident permit immediately. In some countries, applying can take many months. How to get a student resident permit in Finland, you can see that. Visit a doctor in your home country to get the health documents that we require. Before coming to Finland, send the results of the laboratory tests, x-rays of lungs, thorax. Please note that you should not send the x-ray photographs and doctor's statement to school nurse. Beginning of studies. Approximately 2 months before the studies begin, the new students will receive an email about the start of the studies. Arrive to Finland well in time before the studies begin. The first week will include orientation. Studies and practical information about the school. The school will provide the new students with appropriate uniform for kitchen and restaurant work or mechanical work. For students in restaurant and catering services, the following test is obligatory and will be taken in Vasa Salmonella. The link to the application form. Right now, it is not there. Like I told you, when the application is open, that is when you find the link here. And it's saying the application link will be activated when the application opens. So some people have been asking me about the free study in Norway universities. Before, public universities in Norway used to be free for international students, but not anymore. But there are also scholarships available. Okay, let's go on how you are going to go about the resident permit and visa. Resident permit and visa. The Finnish Immigration Service is responsible for granting of a fixed term resident permit for a foreign student for the period of 1 year, the maximum at a time. Students themselves must apply for the resident permit. EU citizens and equivalent persons do not need a residence permit. but they must register their rights to reside in Finland. For further information on applying for a visa, the validity periods of visas and the visa application fees, as well as a list of countries whose citizens do not need a visa, see the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. More information about the resident permit and visa. So, on frequently asked questions, application procedure, what kind of education background is required? You need to have a qualification equivalent to finish basic education of 9 years, for example, primary education and lower secondary education, higher secondary education certificate, general school certificate, high school certificate. When is the application period and how to apply? Application periods are organized twice a year, in December for studies beginning in August, and in August for studies beginning in January. More information about the application procedure can be found there, just like I showed you before. Remember to upload all required documents during the application period. When are the admission results released? The admission results will be announced approximately 1 to 2 months after the application period has closed. The applicants will be informed whether they are selected or not. Vamia does not publish individual scores. What kind of health documents are required? Before coming to Finland, send the results of laboratory tests, X-rays of lungs, thorax. Please note that you should not send the X-ray photographs and doctor's statement to the school nurse. Can I postpone my studies? In Vamia, you cannot postpone studies to the next academic year. Studying. How are the studies scheduled? In Vamia, we have 4 study periods, 9 weeks each per school year. The classes are held during daytime from Monday to Friday between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. As a student, you can check your schedule from the mobile app of Studenter. The schedule will change after each period. The school is closed for holidays, autumn holiday, Christmas holiday, winter holiday, and summer holiday. The duration of study is approximately 3 years. The qualification includes full-time studying as well as workplace education and training periods. Third year includes mainly workplace education and learning. The curriculum of the program can be found there. Do I get a free school lunch at school? The school lunch is free for our students on school days. You get your lunch with your ID card. When do I get the ID card? You get your ID card when studies begin. You are able to apply for National Student Card, which allow for you to get discounted tickets on trains and buses. More information from the study office. Does the program include practical training? Workplace education and practical training is included in all vocational programs. The length of the workplace education and training depends on your personal skills on the workplace and vocational unit. You can also apply for a workplace education and training abroad. What are the costs of the studies? There is no tuition for the studies. The school will provide the new students with appropriate working clothes and accessories. Note: if you study to become a cook or a waiter or waitress, you have to buy your own working shoes. The cost for the shoes is around 40-50 euros. Due to lack of tuition fees, We also do not have separate scholarships available. The school doesn't offer scholarships as tuition is free. Where do I find more information about studying in Vamia? There is a study guide for it. School. What kind of school is Vamia? Vamia is a vocational upper secondary education and training school offering programs in Finnish, Swedish, and English. Vamia is not a university. What kind of student health care, welfare services does the school offer? At Vamia, we have our own nurses. Their consulting hours are on display outside their office on their door. You'll find all the information in the study guide. Doctor and psychologist services are also available regularly for students. These services are free for students. Other precautions. Am I eligible to apply for further studies? After graduation, you are eligible to study for further studies, both university and University of Applied Sciences. So you can always advance in your education after the program. How do I apply for the residence permit? You need to have the admission letter from Vamia to apply for the permit. And they also ask you to begin to apply for the permit immediately when you get that. What is the total spending per month? Prepare that you have a monthly spending amount of about 800 euros for food, residential rent, and other living costs. That is why one of the requirements to get your study permit is that you have 7,000 euros on your account. What kind of accommodation options are there? The rental apartments in Vamia, you check the links to know what is there. Vasa offers many possibilities living on rent. There are apartments both in the city center as well as on the countryside. Kindly like, comment down below what you love to see on this channel and subscribe. And please turn on your notification to be notified whenever I post. See you next time. Thank you for watching. See you next time.